You need one person to believe in you who can help you get that foot in the door. When I started my business when I was 26, I literally had no idea what I was doing. Like, it was like great that I had zero responsibilities, no mortgage, no child, no nothing. I was like living in an apartment with furniture from the as-is section of IKEA. So Be the Train to me really means believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And also building the team around you. It was like, if I do that, then I've made it.
Yeah.
Then I've made it in life, and I'm a big company, and I have a big staff of 20 people, and I've got multiple offices. And to me, that was success. So I did it.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of money. When you're on a journey and you're trying to build your brand, or you're trying to build your business or your career, wherever you're at, when you have setbacks, it is so painful. You just have to keep believing it with every ounce of your being.
Welcome to the Be the Train podcast. I'm actually super, super excited because today, not only do I have one of my best friends in the whole world, but I also have a young woman who just broke the internet with a promo that she did. She owns her own company called New Context. I'm going to let her tell you more about herself, but she is a super badass entrepreneur, creative woman, and someone I really admire and I feel very grateful to have in my life. And I'm very excited for this podcast episode. What are things that you do every day as like reminders to like really like set in your intention for what you're trying to do in your business?
100%, because I think none of this happens by luck.
Yeah.
None of this happens by chance. And some of it is putting in the hard work, obviously, and networking and doing the right things and believing in yourself, all of those things. But really, I think you have to get intentional about it. When you set your mindset every day towards whatever your goal is, that is kind of how I've built my life. I've built my business for the past 20 years, just being very intentional and using manifesting as a tool to achieve that.
So you were saying you have this book that you're going to give me.
I'm going to give you this book.
And also I'm going to create a Be the Train version of this book.
You definitely do. It's, I think it's called, so I use this journaling method, or sort of like intention, affirmation, manifesting method called 369.
Okay.
So you basically write down you pick your goal or what you want, and you write it in the present tense. Like, I am going to have the biggest podcast in the country,
or
this year.
I have the biggest podcast.
Yeah, you have it. Like,
right?
It's either in the present tense, right? So you do that 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times at night.
Wow.
And you just write that down. And then you also write down, like, what am I grateful for? How do I feel knowing I have it? All these things that we know about, like, the power of positive thinking and manifesting. So I try and do it every day.
Wow.
I'm not always doing it every day. I'm not always doing it 3 times a day. Usually I just kind of have time to do it in the morning because I also have a kid and I have a business.
You literally burn every morning.
I try to exercise.
She works out with me every morning at 7 a.m. Then she has a kid and she has a business.
But it's important to take this intentional time for yourself. Well, like all the things you're talking about too. But I guess, to take it back there is you have to really know what you want. And you have to be really clear and intentional about it. And then things will start showing up in your life that are going to help you get there. Because I feel like you can't just wish for something, right? Like you can make your manifestations, you can do your affirmations, and then you have to kind of do the work. But I think when you have it in your mind, then things start just showing up. And honestly, that has been like the magic of my life and my career, has been to set these intentions and then see what opens up. What person is going to call me that day? What person am I going to bump into? That happens to me literally all the time.
Yeah.
Is I either think about somebody and they call me.
Yeah.
Or I run into them on the street or what have you. So it's making all of that and then doing a lot of the work that you talk about in your book.
Yeah.
Which is, networking.
Yeah.
The cold emailing and kind of creating your tribe of people who will support you. Because at the end of the day, especially like for those people who might be trying to just start their business or start their career, you really just need one person to say yes.
Yeah.
You need one person to believe in you who can help you get that foot in the door. And I think that's a lot of the message of your book, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, and well, we'll talk about that and then I have some questions. But
Okay.
so what does Be the Train mean to you?
Oh, well, be the train means to, I really resonate with this because, starting my own business, when I started my business when I was 26, I literally had no idea what I was doing. Like, it
Yeah.
was like great that I had zero responsibilities, no mortgage, no child, no nothing, because I didn't know how insane it was.
Yeah.
So it was really easy to be my train at that point because I literally had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I was like living in an apartment with furniture from the as-is section of IKEA. So it was really easy. I mean, I guess it's not easy. I say
feel
it's
like
easy.
I feel like
It
it's
probably
still-
wasn't easy.
I feel like it's still not easy. I feel like so many people are living in an apartment that are, and it's hard to take the step of believing in yourself and being like, I'm going to start something.
It is. I am a very risky person.
Yeah.
I'm a little less risky than I was at 26, I guess is what I'm saying is like, I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But in general, I love trying new stuff. I listen to my intuition. I think like, okay, what can I do? So be the train to me really means believing in yourself
Yeah.
and also building the team around you. Like you're starting as, I'm the train, you're the train. We're starting our own trains, right?
Yeah.
And then building the team who can help you execute whatever your vision is.
Yeah.
And also having the people that are going to be able to either help you bring that dream to reality, whether that's clients or, investors or whoever those people might be. It's sort of like assembling your whole engine. No, I'm the engine.
Like us assembling your,
You're assembling your team, right? So, I mean, but like, I think to be the train, you have to be a leader.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to take those risks. And then you're just assembling your team, picking the best people who can support you and be part of your train journey.
Yeah, and push you forward.
Pushing it, creating the momentum.
Let's talk about when you were living in your apartment.
Yeah.
How did you decide? Like, what did that moment look like when you were like, okay, I'm 26 years old.
Yeah.
I'm going to start my own business in this. I mean, it's a particular aspect of the business.
Yeah.
Right. I know that you had worked with someone.
Yes.
But was there like a epiphany moment, or did it how did that happen where you made that decision?
The company I was working for, there was also a commercial production company. The owner kind of decided to get out of the business. The company was folding. And so a guy that I worked with who was in sales came to me and was like, hey, you're an amazing producer. You're an amazing creative. Like, we should start something.
Yeah.
And I kind of figured, my parents owned an advertising agency when I was growing up. And so I saw how hard it was.
Yeah.
It sucked. I mean, it was great sometimes, but I saw them have to fire people. I saw them go through good times, bad times. I really honestly did not want that life. I did not want it. I was like, I want to be staff somewhere. I want a regular job.
Interesting.
So I thought that I would go work for one of maybe the networks that I worked with. So I worked with Lifetime a lot. I worked with USA Network, which back, 20 years ago, those were big networks. So I thought that's what I was going to do. And this guy called me and said, hey, should we start our own thing? And I'm like, I mean, what do I have left to lose, honestly? So started it with $3,000 in a rented Avid edit bay, which at the time, Avid edit bays were $100,000. I mean, this is a long time ago. I'm dating myself now, but I was like, then I got into it, and there was a lot of negative self-talk I had, though, honestly, because I didn't graduate from college.
Yeah.
I was very much school of self-taught. I mean, I did go to college for a few years, so I knew something.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I was pretty smart, but I didn't know how to run a business.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do accounting.
Well, no one
I didn't know how to get a business line of credit. These aren't things that they even really teach you.
But no one teaches that to anyone.
Right.
And I feel like actually that stuff should be taught to people at a much
100%.
younger age, because it is really confusing.
Oh, it's very confusing.
And so are taxes, and so so many things.
The whole opening a business and doing all that was felt so far out of my I knew how to produce a project.
Yeah.
I knew I could do that. So I knew that aspect. My partner at the time, he was really great at helping get the business set up, to be honest. He kind of set things up, but within a year, it was kind of like I was doing most of the work and
Okay.
he was doing the accounting. But so at some point I, looked and I said, well, I could probably do this by myself.
Yeah.
So I decided after the first year, we came to an agreement and I bought him out. And then
Oh, wow.
which was terrifying.
Yeah. So how did you
Terrifying.
decide to do that? And at that point, were you in partnership with your current partner or not yet? Or this was way
We were in a partnership. Oh, with Mikkel?
Yeah.
No, I had
Because I just feel like the decisions like
no,
that
I
are
was
really
single.
hard.
I was
Okay.
single.
So that's like a
I
very
just
hard, like a risky.
Oh, this was 26 was like a pretty pivotally weird year because I started New Context and I also broke up with my then fiance.
Okay.
Which is when I moved to like a tiny apartment in Silver Lake and furnished it from the as is section of IKEA. And I was living
specificity of the section.
I mean, it was like the cheapest section of IKEA where like shit was broken. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like this was like not even
Oh my God.
like the couch was a little like wonky.
We've
But
been there.
so yeah, I just broken up with him. And so I was like on my own. And,
Yeah.
it was funny because my dad and one of my good friends convinced me. They're like, you can do this. You can do this by yourself. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like I can do this. And so again, I was my train and I found the people around me who could support me, got a really great accountant.
Yeah.
I had a really great team. I had a great editor. I was able to build the things that I didn't know. I was able to hire experts to do it for me.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think
slowly but surely, I was able to convince myself that I could do it. And a lot of it was fake it till you make it,
100%. But I think also what's interesting about what you're saying that I relate to in my own life is it seems like when you were breaking up with your fiance and you were having a hard time with this business partner and you kind of made like a pretty big decision. And it's funny because for me, I was actually working in a distribution company. I was in Cannes and I was working the market and I was not being treated well in my job. And I found out during that market that I had a boyfriend who was cheating on me, lying to me. And I remember having this like very pivotal moment where it was like, nothing I'm doing is quite working the way I want it to be working.
Right.
So I need like a complete like redirect.
Yeah.
Because nothing feels right.
Right.
Right now. I was like, I actually need to drop everything and do something completely different. And that's actually when I applied to AFI.
No
and
way.
that's where I met my husband, who became my business partner.
And you created all these amazing things together.
And it wouldn't have happened had I not gone to AFI, but that wouldn't have happened without me kind of having this really like bottom, like that was like my bottom, like moment where I was
Aren't
just
those
like,
the best though?
it's got when you look back.
Aren't those the when
where you look
at
back
the
in
time,
the moment they suck.
No. Like at the time, terrible. But
Terrible.
like
Yeah.
those are the times where I think you get the most clarity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I go back and think I've had a lot of those in my career. Over the course of 20 years, I've had a lot of those ups and downs. But I would say like one of the biggest ones was I had this dream that I wanted an office in New York. And, I wanted a place in New York and I wanted to be bi-coastal.
Yeah.
And it was like, if I do that, then I've made it.
Yeah.
Then I've made it in life. And I'm a big company and I have a big staff of 20 people and I've got multiple offices. And to me, that was success. So I did it.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of money. It was like my train went off the rails.
You're like, wait a minute.
My train went off the rails. I almost like lost, I wasn't able to make payroll. I wasn't paying myself. Like it was in the business, the entertainment industry is so, swings
it's
so
flighty.
wildly.
It is flighty.
So it's like, you're like,
yeah.
You can just be just high on the hog and like everything is going real well. And then all of a sudden, like,
it just, I know. And it's so quick.
So it happens so quick.
Yeah.
So anyway, I beat myself up for years about that decision. How could I have lost that much money? How could I have done this? But it led me to realizing the scale of the business that I wanted.
Yeah.
And once and I kept trying to think, how can I have somebody help me run the company? That was another thing too.
Yeah.
Was I kept searching for like a second in command because I wanted to have a family.
Yeah.
I wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
That was, something, and I couldn't fathom because I think a lot of people, you hear this, even from other women, they're like, oh, well, how could you possibly run this company
Yeah.
and do this and be a mom? Like,
Yeah.
how would
And
you
go
do
to
that?
burn class in the morning.
But
She's
I-
actually a psychopath.
Wait, she's psycho too.
I am too.
But like so many people
That's
would
why we're best friends. Sorry.
But it was crazy because I honestly believe that. And so I kept like trying to hire people that could like help take over so I could
Yeah.
like
Do
step
like have
back.
less
And
responsibility.
it never worked. It never worked. And again, I spent all this money like hiring people and then having to fire them because it didn't work out, which like
Yeah.
was like money, and it sucked because I loved these people that I worked with. But I kept trying to replace myself, and I was like, wait, I don't need to replace myself. I just need to like figure this shit out. I can do this by myself, like not by myself, but I can do this.
Like you just need a good support system.
Yeah, I need.
But you actually really know what you're doing and you like doing it.
Well, and I think it's like as women, we're told so much that like you can be a good mom or you can be a great worker, or you can be a great business owner, like doing both. Oh, no. I mean, I think that narrative is changing a lot.
Yeah.
But I think as women, it is fucking hard.
Yeah, it is.
It is really tough because you're never going to be 100% at either of them.
Yeah.
And the acceptance is being okay with just being okay.
Well, and even, I mean, the other thing I've been working on a lot based on what you're saying that I think is really interesting, that is hard, and I'm not saying I'm always good at it, but this new thing I'm practicing is just being present where I am.
Oh, that's really good advice.
So it's like if I am with my children, then I am with my children.
Yeah.
And I put my phone in a different room, and I am not working when I am with them.
Damn, I need to do that.
When I am in my job, whatever part of my job I am doing, and I am in that job, then that's where I am. And I try to not be thinking about what I'm missing with them.
Yeah.
Because if not, we just drive ourselves crazy. And the guilt is insane no matter what you do.
100%.
No matter where you put your attention.
Yeah.
And so it's like if I can just show up and be present wherever I am, then at least I'm showing up like this and teaching my children to show up like this.
Yes.
And that's kind of like the best I can do.
And it's always, but it's always all the best we can do. You know what I mean? Like that's all we have to give. And the truth is that we are multifaceted beings.
Yeah.
We're multifaceted people who like, we have dreams about our jobs. We have dreams about our family. And the fact, I guess it took me a long time. It was interesting because I was going through IVF. I was going through it was all kind of happening at the same time. I had a little bit of a midlife crisis. So I was like going through the IVF. My business was kind of going through this weird time of not doing so great. And I like kind of like what happened to you in Cannes, where you're like, I need to kind of totally change what I'm doing. I like downsized my office. I really just changed my mindset. I started journaling a lot. I started doing all that stuff. And I was like, okay, well, I don't need the 20-person staff. I don't need the New York office. I don't even need like a giant LA office. I don't need any of this shit. And then it all like, then we had our son and, you know, that's a whole nother story. But like the path to having our son opened up, work started opening up. Like once I think I accepted that things don't have to be a certain way or the way that I'm projecting them in my head, then it allows for a different path to open. And those mistakes, I wouldn't say mistakes, but like maybe the things that didn't work in the past were really just a lesson or
a blessing.
Well, it's like being led to another place. Cause like, what if I would have kept on that path? I wouldn't be probably living down the street from you and like
that's
having
true.
A fabulous bestie. I might not live here. Maybe I'd live in New York. I don't know. Like, you know.
But also, by the way, you just broke the internet like 4 hours ago on this huge promo with the Kardashians. Like, talk about, I mean, just let's sit with that for a second because like talk about the big dream that you were building this thing to feel a certain way, right? Because ultimately it's not about the 20 people. It's not about the office in New York.
No.
It's not about the furniture.
No.
It's about how you feel in that, right? And what you thought it would make you feel.
Yes.
And then it's like, here you are sitting right here in my living room. And like, but you get to have that feeling right now because all the work you've done that's led you to this moment is actually the same feeling.
100%.
And that's
and
incredible.
even better.
Even
and
better.
Even better.
Yeah.
And even better.
Yeah.
It's so hard in the moment when you're on a journey and you're trying to build your brand or you're trying to build your business or your career, wherever you're at. when you have setbacks,
Yeah.
it is so painful
Yeah.
and it is so hard. And sometimes it can take years to get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just came out of a situation where I had a setback and it took me like literally a year to get over it.
So what do you do? Because I think this is something that a lot of no, I mean this is hard. And by the way, I say this to people all the time because I have a lot of people coming to me like, how do you do this and how do you do this? And
Yeah.
and I'm like, and it's funny because people think I'm very confident.
Yeah.
Which on like
Yeah.
an outward like experience of me.
Yeah.
I can see how people can feel that I'm confident.
Right.
But I doubt myself all the time.
Oh, God,
all the
yeah.
time. Like every day I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I am. I don't know. Like I think I have a sense for what I'm trying to do.
Right.
But I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. I don't know if anything's gonna work.
How do you trust yourself?
How do you trust yourself and how do you keep going?
Well, one really good thing is you put on the song Unstoppable by
Yes.
Sia.
Yes. I love that song.
And
No wonder I've been able to make it.
and you put that on every morning.
And then you go to bird.
You just fucking hype yourself up. No, you have to be your own hype man. I mean, I think you have to be your own hype man and know that you might fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's okay. And also I think maybe finding community too.
Yes.
Because I even think in finding you and
Yeah.
other like-minded women
Yeah.
who also have families, who are also doing their careers,
Yes.
actually helps a lot.
100%. And I think just you have to just be your own hype man. You have to hype woman, whatever. You've got to be able to know that you're going to do it. And I think the key is this, and this is what's taken me years to do. And even sometimes now it's hard for me to convince myself of when I'm going through a hard time or I have a setback that I don't like. You just have to keep believing it with every ounce of your being. And you have, like, there was a time like during the strikes, during the SAG and WGA strike, we didn't work for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And that was, and a lot of people sadly still aren't even working now. So, I mean, that was a really rough time.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, when that happened, my team was like really scared, you know, what's going to happen to us? I said, you know what? We just have to have radical optimism. And that's just me. I'm like a very positive person for the most part, but I went hiking every day and I
went with you a few times.
I know. Yes. I would put on that.
I was there.
I would put on that Sia song and I would literally just tell myself for literally at least 30 minutes of that hike, I would go, I'm a magnet for wealth, health, and happiness. I'm a magnet for wealth, health, and happiness. And I would say that over to myself for like 30 minutes of the hike. You know, I'd listen to Sia and Katy Perry roar and shit like that.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I would do my like just inside mantra. And sometimes I would even say it out loud. Like if there was nobody around me, I would say it. So if you ran into me at Fireman Canyon during the WGA SAG strike, that was me. But it retrains your brain.
Well, and I think so it's interesting because I love what you're saying and I want to do more of that. I have moments where I do it, but I think that I have moments where I fall off.
Yeah, same. Same.
But I feel like one of the things that I feel like I've done in these moments where I'm having a lot of self-doubt is focusing on what I can do that brings me joy.
Yeah.
That will fuel inspiration.
Yes.
So if I'm like feeling stuck in any way, I'll be like, okay, if I'm feeling stuck, what's something I can focus my energy on that will bring back the part of me that gets energized?
Yes.
Because it's like you need to remember why it excites you and remember what's in your power because so much is out of our power.
So much.
And so, and showing up knowing like, I'm in a little bit of self-doubt, but I'm still showing up. But I do think also affirmations are really powerful and good songs are really powerful.
They are.
And then trusting, right? I mean, you have to have an element of trusting.
You have to believe in yourself and you have to find the people that also believe in you because like you said, it's not everything is in our control.
Yeah.
We can only do the most that we can, whether it's through our talent, whether it's believing in ourselves, trying to put ourselves in the right place at the right time. All of those things are great, but ultimately, like, it's not always in our control.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, focusing on the things you can control, which is your mindset.
Yeah. It's your mindset.
It's your mindset. Yeah. You do have control over that. So if you're going through a hard time, even though it's like really hard to get outside and get sunshine and fresh air and like look at nature and like listen to whatever music makes you happy, that's gonna like at least get your brain into a better
Well, and
space.
I think even to what you're saying, which is interesting because we've been going and working out every morning.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's the same. It's like getting into that energy actually shifts your energy for the day.
100%.
Because
And
then,
people feel that. People feel your energy. And
Yeah.
that's what, I mean, I do live in LA. This is a lot of woo-woo shit. But like, I literally have built my entire career and life on it. So I'm a believer.
I'm a believer. I actually have a book called Freedom Mastery Planner.
Okay.
And literally every month, I write down my goals for the month.
Okay.
What I have achieved in the last month. What were the things that brought me joy? When I was in self-doubt, what I did to get through it? What are the lessons I learned? And so I'm doing a monthly check-in, but every month I'm going, this is what I want for myself. And at the beginning of the year, I put what I want for the whole year.
Oh.
And it's so interesting because this is so funny. This is a side tangent, but it is funny because I've written so many things in the beginning of the year that have manifested, and they don't always manifest the way I thought.
Right.
But they do manifest.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really funny. And actually, one of the things that I said in one of the years, this was like maybe a year and a half ago or something in my book, I said, like, I want to look the best I've ever looked at 35. And in my head, I thought I was going to have some liposuction and a boob job.
I remember that. God, I remember that era.
And I was like, but I mean, it was something that I like in my head. That's how that was going to happen.
That's how you were going to get there.
But it was funny because I'm sitting here with you and you're my workout buddy.
Right.
And like, I've never felt stronger in my life. And I just turned 35 years old and I don't want a boob job anymore. And like, but it's just funny that like, there's so many things and that's a stupid, superficial thing. There's a lot of things that have to do with my career, my health, and my children.
Yeah.
But that have happened and it wasn't the way I thought it was going to happen, but by writing it down and kind of putting it out into the world, even like writing this book was something I wrote down like 7 years ago and now it happened now. Do you know what I mean?
Now it exists in reality.
Now it exists in reality. Yeah.
Okay, I need that. I'll give you the other journal. You give me that journal.
Okay, perfect. Let's do a journal exchange.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so for the last question, what would you say is a piece of advice that you really wish someone would have given to you that would have been really helpful when you were starting out with your business?
I mean, this isn't really practical advice, but this is what I would tell myself, or like, don't worry so much.
Ah, I needed that.
Don't worry so much.
I need that right now.
Don't worry. I mean, who doesn't? Right? Like, I mean, we all worry so. Like,
I worry so much. I waste so much time worrying.
Waste an incredible amount of time worrying about things that aren't under our control.
Yeah.
That worrying about shit that we did in the past. Yeah. Worrying about things that are going to happen in the future.
And worry about things that never happen.
Worrying about things that maybe never even happen. Yeah. Or like, is that person mad at me? Or what did I do?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, the amount of energy. I know there's books about this that I should probably read, but not work, because like, it's honestly like once you get past things, you're just, aren't you always just like, why was I worried about that? 100%. Why was I worried about that?
100%.
So, you know, I think I've spent so much of my career either worrying about like, oh, am I going to be able to make payroll? Or, oh, does this client like me or do they not like me anymore? Or I'm, you know, a crazy people pleaser. You know what I mean? Like, I worried about so much and so much of it was worthless because it made no sense.
No.
And half the time that person wasn't mad at me.
Yeah.
Or, you know, that what I thought in my head was not accurate. So I've kind of learned that, and I try to live a little bit more in the present moment and not trying to project or, you know, catastrophize or any of those things. So I wish somebody would have told me not to worry so much, because it's a waste of time. And I'm telling myself that now because I still worry. So
me too. I really wish someone would have said that to me. Yeah. A long time ago. I wasted a lot
Let's
of
just
time.
not worry.
Okay.
I mean, try not to worry.
Let's be worry free.
Let's live in the present
You
moment.
guys, are you ready? It's a whole new life.
It's a whole new life. This will be someone's next book, The How Not to Worry Method.
And not to. It includes $40 of Alfred's a day. No,
yes, lots of exercise.
I'm totally kidding.
Lots of exercise, caffeine, and friendship.
And friendship.
And find
Friendship
friends.
is really important,
Yes.
actually. I really do think
Yes.
that makes
Find
a
your
world of
tribe.
difference.
Find
Yeah.
your tribe.
Yeah. It makes a world of difference.
Yeah.
It really does. Thank you so much
Oh my
for
gosh,
coming.
it's so fun.
It's so fun. And can you let everyone know where they can find you and all the incredible things you're doing?
You can find me at ANGGUICE, Ange Guice, or at New Context. You can find me at Burn at 7 a.m. every morning in studios. I'm just kidding.
That's actually where you can find her. If you want to find her,
Stage
you
five.
go to 7 a.m. Burn class.